This is our Pshat day 496, and we're on the Testament base. I think they're going to do the Tosefta in the Zohar, the Tosefta here on the bottom. This goes on the top of the next page, and come back to the continuation of the Zohar tomorrow, the Toch Chazi, which is we're up to. The Tosefta is not really directly related to the Zohar we're talking about. It's a fascinating Tosefta, nonetheless. It says, Eitolos Noach ish Tzaddik. So, Noach, right? Noach Shvei Zimni. I'd say Noach Shvei. El Kol Tzaddik V'Tzaddik, Dim Amma, every tzaddik in the world, is a train ruch, and he has two ruchos. Ruach Chad B'Amodeim, Ruach Chad B'Amodasi. One of them is in this world, and one of them is the world to come. And I think the world to come is being used here in the same sense as the Rambam uses it, which is the Olam HaNeshamos, as opposed to the world to come, which comes after this world, gets to the year 7,000. But, and I'm not sure why only tzaddikim. I think also anybody has, we know most of the neshama doesn't come down into a person. Most of the neshama ends up shamayim, and a very small end of the rope comes down into the conscious mind a person possesses in this world. But I think it means that the tzaddik remains in touch with it. Like Nefesh Chaim says that the nevuah comes from that higher reaches of the neshama which you have in shamayim. If you can tap into that, so it comes down into the Aretz as well. So every tzaddik taps into that, and they're able to get their Ruach HaKodesh from their higher levels of the neshama, come down to this to their consciousness in this world. Of course, that level of tzaddik is a pretty high level of tzaddik, but there are people like that who are able to have that kind of Ruach HaKodesh. So that is, I think, what's referring to. So the V'hachi tishkach b'kul tzaddik, you find this other tzaddikim. Of course, the tzaddikim mentioned in Tanakh, not every tzaddik, which we call tzaddik. Moshe, Yaakov, Avram, Shmuel, Shem. But all of them have these double languages. I guess you can find them like El Todo, Shem, Ben, etc. So evidently you'll find psukim by all of them. Not specified here. Bar Yitzchak. Except for Yitzchak, you never have name Yitzchak doubled. The Lok Sibei, Kamal Sibu. Doesn't have a pasuk there like it says by these. Why? Given the Yitzchak, fascinating reason. Shaita dis karev agabim marbecha. When he was sacrificed on the mizbech, nafkas nishmase dava beba'ama. His neshama, which was in this world, according to Zohar HaKadosh, expired. Yeah, it wasn't killed by Avraham Avinu, but his neshama in this world expired. Became the Idmar Bey Ba'Avram, Baruch Chaim Meisi. I'm not sure what it means Be'Avram. Maybe since when Avram said it, because I don't know what Be'Avram. The Sulam brings down a Girsa Lihavram. It said to Avram. And he says when Avram was told Atisha Yodchol Anar, then the Neshama came back. So his neshama, which is in this world, went out of him, and I think it means that Yitzchak then went to a much higher perspective. His whole world was different afterwards, and he didn't come back down mamish to this world, right? So the fact that the Rambam says about the Avos and Moshe Rabbeinu that their madrega was a much higher madrega than anybody else who ever lived, because they're able to be and function on two levels. Dealing with other human beings, dealing with this world, and at the same time be completely connected to Shamayim in the world of thought, and it's a fascinating Rambam. But I think that we can use that as a mashal, not specific. He says because it says Yitzchak was functioning in both worlds, and he was using a mashal and say that the other of us were functioning on both planes at once. Yitzchak, after the Akedah, was functioning just on the higher plane. And of course, not literally because he dealt with human beings afterwards, but his primary perspective was on the world, on the higher world, and everything was focused there, and he was kind of visiting down here below. So so again, at that point when Avram was saying, told Tashish Yadchal Tavas ben Nishmas, his neshama came back to Amadasi. His neshama of Olam Haba came back, but was a different level of functioning. Begin to tishkach, and that's how you find the lo yichad kutshabichu shmei ela Yitzchak. The Kosh Baruch is not miyakid shmo tzaddikim while they're alive, because they're not not guaranteed that they're going to continue to be tzaddikim, except by Yitzchak. It says Yaakov, okay, Yitzchak. Why? Because Yitzchak was already during his lifetime. It was as if he was dead in the sense that he was completely connected to Shemayim, and he was only visiting down here below. That's why it says, by Yitzchak, even though he couldn't see, it says, when Esav walked in, it says, Chazal say, "Ro Gehenim Sucha Tachtav." So Gehenim opened under, according to most of the under Esav, right? So Yitzchak wasn't seeing this world. Yitzchak was seeing other things. He was seeing the Olam HaSoyonim. That's why when Esav walks in, he sees Gehenim. He doesn't see this world. He sees things from the other world perspective. Okay, so so that's it says. Yitzchak is dead in the sense that he was already functioning at Lamas Yonim level. The pasuk says that normally we don't because it says in Eov Zayin, he doesn't put trust in even his holy ones except for Yitzchak. And now the Zohar brings down in this Tosefta, the famous Chazal, Elo Toldos, begin to have a tzaddik shavalei trei zimnei. So, because he's a reason why it says, actually, it's the next line I was referring to, but here it says Toldos, since he was a tzaddik, so it praised him twice. Noach is because he has Toldos were his ma'asim tovim, right? Noach is tzaddik, so therefore it praises him twice. One on his account that he was a tzaddik in himself, and the other because he was his avodas Hashem. So I think that's what it means. In other words, there's an inference here that there are two levels of tzidkus: one the personal tzidkus, and one which is internal, and one the activities which you do, which are also righteous. Famous Chazal, Tami Abadareisav, Abadarachim, and Shavul. Like Rashi brings down at the beginning of Noach, there was Tami in his generation, but other generations he wouldn't be significant. When you had the even greater tzaddikim. Davar acher, and then the interpretation again, like Rashi brings down the opposite interpretation. See how much accomplished in a generation where he had to go against everybody. He was against the tide. If you had a generation of great tzaddikim, for sure he would have been even greater and stood out even in such a generation. Okay, so we'll stop here for today.